Hello, Mr. LordValGaming.
Hi.
I suppose my first question that I wanted to ask is why Lord Val? Where did that come from?
That's actually a long story. Long story short, Lord, because I've been living in the UK for many, many years, obviously kind of like gave myself the title of Lord. And it's kind of like related, to being in the UK and how much I appreciate, everything that, throughout the time I've been living in the UK, all the friends, all the work, all the experiences, kind of like I consider myself kind of like a half, kind of like British and half Spanish because I picked from both. And kind of like honoring the UK as Lord, and then Val is basically Valandil is my actual real name in Elvish. So I used to be called Valandil, and no one could pronounce my name. So I said, I'm gonna shorten it up. I'm just gonna make it easy. I'm just gonna go and pick Val, and that's it. Really
simple but effective.
Very simple, yeah.
Okay. So when did you actually start streaming?
It's been about almost 3 years now, actually.
3 years.
It's coming close to 3 years. Yeah. At the beginning, I was on Twitch, actually. Then I moved to... Well, I was on Twitch for like a month or so. I saw how difficult the growth was. I just decided to go to Mixer. And it was difficult on Mixer at the beginning, to be honest. Well, I stuck with it. I was like, I moved already once. So I'm just going to stay here, see how it goes. And it went quite well in the end. So, and then obviously we all know what happened to Mixer. Came back to, made the decision to come back to Twitch rather than Facebook or any other platform, because obviously I got, as a lot of people got, a lot of partners on Mixer got like different offers from like Trobot, D-Live, and all the platforms.
Yeah.
So I personally got offered, partnership with them, to work with them to stream with on their platforms, but and also Mixer had a deal with Facebook Gaming where we would be straight away partners on Facebook Gaming, and I just rejected them all, requested the partnership on Twitch, got lucky on Twitch, they offered me the partnership, and I was like, I'm staying here, the biggest audience, so try my luck, and it's got the most potential of eyeballs on Twitch rather than any other platform at the moment, so that's why we went for it.
I mean, in terms of your own personal growth as a streamer, what would you say is the one thing that has helped you the most?
Watching others, learning from other people. It is the most important thing. Surprisingly enough, you will learn very little from the big streamers, from the established streamers, and those are the ones that you probably most likely gonna learn very little, and the ones you learn the most is the ones that are smaller. The small streamers are always the ones that teach you the most, whether it is different overlays, cameras, angles, lighting, stuff like that. It's always kind of like the smallest guys are the ones that are trying always something new, something specific, something like it's completely new, or it's kind of like comes out like very creatively. And those are the ones that have always inspired me the most. I actually, I get, obviously being small myself, I get to surround myself with a lot of other smaller streamers. Always you're kind of like going around, you're always like, oh, this is really cool, this is really nice. You're always kind of like learning. It's always, even 3 years down the line, I'm still learning every day. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say, I have watched some of the large streamers, and to be honest, I don't see the attraction, if I'm honest. But
they established, they've been around for a very, very long time, so they don't need to innovate on their streams.
Yeah.
They've been doing the same thing. Like there is Pokimane has been with the same overlay for 7 years.
Yeah.
So, obviously that tells you that they don't have to change anything. They don't even try to change anything. They just basically just stay as it is. They don't, I like to see the people that are innovating on the, streaming world and see what they're doing new and just, get ideas from that.
Yeah. I mean, if you can sit back and just go for it, but then why not? But yeah, you're right. I've learned a lot from other sort of smaller people. In fact, I've learned the most from a guy who gets 40 or 50 views. So
Exactly. Those are the, kind of like everyone will teach you something.
So, what was it that made you want to take the next step and start your stream team?
I actually have always been very reluctant on joining teams. I've never belonged to any teams in the past, and I was literally asked several times by the community and everything, because they wanted to have like one place, because we have our own specific community that's never, it's always been, for example, on our Discord and whatnot. But everyone wanted to be a little bit, a bit more like closer, and create this team that will be all together, because I didn't want to create a team that will be called the LVG fans, like kind of like, we already hang around on our Discord and everything, so we don't really need to have a team for that. So everyone started suggesting creating a stream team, and it's not really a stream team, because I actually said, I got one condition: if I create this team, it's gonna be like kind of like a content creators team. It's not gonna be a stream team. We're not gonna be supporting each other. We're not gonna be requesting anyone to be hosting or raiding parts of people of the team or anything like that. I am going to create a team that I'm going to be giving you guys my knowledge throughout all this time. Everything I talk about every single day on the streams, I'm gonna do it for you guys. So you join the team, you're gonna get free information, free links, free stuff that you're gonna be able to apply to your own content creation, whether it's streaming or creating, like editing videos. We've done tutorials on editing videos and stuff like that. So we do our own workshops for the team. So it's not really a stream team. It's more like a content creators kind of like a slash, kind of like workshops kind of place. So if you're willing to learn, and if you're willing to kind of like, pick on things and pick on other people's brain, and also make friends while you're doing all of this, you're making friends, you're making, friendships, and you're making, lots of connections with other people. You can collaborate with other people. So obviously kind of like, kill two birds with one stone. And it's just basically, that's how I've created a team, and that's how we continue to be. So that's honestly, I'm so grateful how people have understood what we're trying to do, and everyone's accepting it.
Because obviously, when you think sort of teams and whatnot on Twitch, it's generally your sort of esports teams or the support for support kind of thing. You tend to see that quite a lot. So.
Like I said, it's just what's everyone else doing? Everyone is doing the esports. Everyone's doing the, this stream teams that you have to support each other, blah blah. And then, no one's really. I didn't see any teams that will offer help in regards of content creation in general, because nowadays streaming only is not gonna get you anywhere. So creating content on different platforms is where it's gonna, reach out the most people for your brand, for your own, streaming, if you will. So it's always been, kind of like always been the same teams, kind of like, always the same thing, the same stuff. I was like, yeah, no one's doing this. So, and I really like, if you have ever seen any of my streams, I always kind of like changing everything. A vertical camera, got a horizontal camera, play with the background, play with the lenses, play with lighting, always trying something new, overlays, images, sounds and everything. So it's kind of like, I like it. I'm passionate about it. I learn a lot about it all the time. I'm reading, I'm, watching other people. So kind of like I'm passing on that knowledge to other people. No one is really doing this on any of the teams as far as I know. I was like, creating a team, we're creating something different. We're creating something no one ever done before. And, we're creating a team at the same time where we can have our own, kind of like a community where, you can say, hey, I'm proud to be, part of TeamLVG. I know this guy, and they're all amazing.
Like I say, you really need to have that as a USP, because they kind of all blend in together, all the others. There is recently the team that has kind of blown up over Twitter and social media over the last few days over certain questionable actions. I'm not going to name any names. If you don't know, I'm sure you can find out fairly easily.
Mm-hmm.
if you wouldn't mind just giving your thoughts on what's been going down.
Yeah, like I actually have mentioned this to you. Actually, not many people know because I quietly have stepped away. When you can see things coming, it's very intelligent for you to walk away silently without, making any noise, any fuss. And I'm actually really close to this person. I have been with him back on Mixer. I've known this person for like 2 years already, almost, or even more than 2 years. And I've co-streamed with him when I was a partner on Mixer, and he wasn't a partner. I don't think he was a partner. No, I've co-streamed with him, played several times, spent many hours, and obviously the switch to Twitch happened. He kind of blew up on TikTok, I believe, really early on, and then it started like rolling from that point on. And then obviously I was on Discord, I was on all the stuff, and I saw all of the kind of like requirements to be part of the team. I was never being offered being part of the team, obviously. Kind of like he knew what I was gonna say, and I was never offered that. So we still had a friendship. We still had the same thing. I've always been, kind of like I always say the same thing. Don't hate on anybody. Try to be polite to everyone. Treat others how you would like to be treated. Now, what he does away from what he does with me is his problem, not mine. So I knew it. I knew this was gonna go down at some point. Like I literally knew, and I have spoken to two of my moderators about it. Two of my moderators that really know him very well because they've been with me since the Mixer days, and they, we had a conversation, and after all of this happened, and we were like, it's karma. He was gonna go and hunt him back. He's been playing with fire for so long that he ended up burning himself. You can't be, all you gotta do if you're joining a streaming team is a very good advice for everyone in the, that is listening now or is watching, and they want to join a stream team. They're starting on content creation or something. It's like, I'm gonna go and join a stream team. I'm gonna make, they're gonna make me massive. They're gonna make me big. But that's not the case. No stream team is gonna make you big. It's your job. You and only you can make it into, content creation or full time or whatever you want to do as a hobby or whatever. Now, when you join a team or you join a Discord, just go and read the first 5 lines of that Discord, the introduction, the welcoming message. Just take a quick look at that. It's very important. A lot of people miss it. Just read that. If you read anywhere there, but you have to support the people on the team, you have to support for support or host or raid, or you have to watch a certain amount of hours, which is crazy. Somebody, that moment, you should walk away instantly, because you know what, that team is, you're not gonna go anywhere. Most likely you're not gonna go anywhere. You probably, your ceiling on that team is gonna be about 20 people maybe, depending on the size of the team, but that's, you're gonna be your ceiling. There's not gonna be anything else. You're not gonna get 100 people. No, the people at the top is gonna get the 100 people, and you may get 5. So it is pretty kind of like, obviously knowing this person and reading that for the first time when everything kind of like started rolling, because I was there at the beginning of the team, kind of like I was, friends with that person at the beginning of the team. And obviously, as I never got offered, some people, my community actually got offered to be part of the team. Some of them actually joined and walk away within a couple of months, actually. And I got a couple of names in mind, which I'm obviously not gonna say, but a couple of names that come up to mind right now. They literally left within a month or two, and knowing this, because obviously I was there, they told me about it, and I told them what I thought. This is what I think, and they both have come to me saying yesterday, actually, saying you were absolutely right. I was like, you can see that from a mile away. Sooner or later, it's gonna catch up with you. And unfortunately, happened. Not unfortunately, because I don't think that's fair for anybody, and it's a way to take advantage of the system very badly. I honestly completely disagree with it. I really hate what that person is done. Like, obviously, personally, he's never done anything bad towards me, so obviously I respect him for that, but I do not respect him on the content creation as well as streaming aspect, if you get what I mean. He's lost all my respect for that since the first day he did that. And that moment, about a year ago, I think it was, a year and a half ago, when he started kind of like rolling with the theme, I slowly walked away, never showed up again on his streams, never spoke to him again. And, kind of like quietly moved away from all of this. And obviously this exploded now. So took long enough, actually. He's been doing it for quite a while.
Yeah, I have to say, I first sort of discovered him on TikTok, started seeing the kinds of videos that he was putting out. I don't know. Immediately, personally, I saw red flags everywhere.
A lot of people don't, surprisingly. A lot of people don't, because you can see the amount of people that were there. So that was baffling for me. How can people not see this? I was mind blown. It's like, I mean, there's a lot of people that are starting new, so that's, I cannot understand that. You starting, you wanna become the next ninja right away, right off the bat. You wanna just put the minimum effort, just press going live, and you wanna be famous in 2 days. 20,000 people watching you. That's not gonna happen. No. But when you're starting, you don't know that, and you think you can do it. You think you're gonna be the biggest streamer, and a lot of people are trying to be, kind of like take that shortcut. Kind of like make it easy, make it quick. Well, there is no shortcut on content creation. Newsflash, unless you're very talented, or you are, even if you're very talented, even if you're very talented and you are very lucky, like probably 0.01% of all streamers can make it at some point. So it's just pretty obvious, and they all try to take a shortcut. This team was offering the shortcut, and kind of like bluntly into your face, openly on TikTok. Obviously, it was a red flag all around, but most people obviously, kind of like trying to start on this, and they're trying to take that shortcut. And I was like, oh, this is amazing, man. He's gonna make me famous. Of course he's not. But you can go around saying those things, because obviously I don't, like I said, I don't want to get involved on that. Is his problem. I, respect the person, don't respect the methods on which he is achieving what he's achieving. So slowly walked away, and quietly, and unfortunately lost a friend because of that. He's like that. He wants to do things like that. He's not gonna hang around with that person. I'm sorry.
If somebody is looking to join, say, a stream team or a group, or any kind of, whether it's a Discord or whatever, what would you say are the most obvious red flags for anything like that?
The welcoming message, number one. You're gonna say it right there. Welcoming message. Like, what are the requirements for the team? That usually is explained on the welcoming message. They usually tell you, red flag is gonna be obviously, watch time. You have to watch me so many times. Obviously, that's crazy. Or I obviously I have a couple of other teams in mind which are actually doing the same stuff, and I've walked away from all of them. And the welcoming message usually tend to be the same thing. You have to watch me a certain amount of hours. I want to be partners, and I will, once I get the partnership, I will make you guys partner as well. It's just those are massive red flags. Obviously, they are terrible. Obviously, you have to support the team only, not being one of the teams. Kind of like you have to support, host or raid members of the team all the time. It's like, no. None of that. When you read any of that on the welcoming message, no, you have to slowly walk away. Obviously, if there is nothing on the welcoming message, and then obviously you see the conversations going on in whatever chat it is, in general chat or the team chat or whatever it is, obviously, kind of like it starts being red flags. But usually, more likely, like, you're gonna find it right off the bat on the welcoming message. As soon as you walk in, boom, there it is. A lot of people forget to read the welcoming message, and it's very important, because that's gonna tell you everything about the team.
Like, never sign a contract without reading it properly.
Exactly. Exactly.
Say, if somebody is observing this kind of stuff, whatnot, is there anything they can do? Say, for example, there is a team on Twitch that is doing these things, I mean, obviously if they're doing view times and stuff like that, that's breaking Twitch TOS anyway. So, you know, if you were to screenshot that and send that off to Twitch, I'm pretty sure they would do something about that. But generally, if you think they're taking advantage of naive small streamers and such like, is there something that you can do?
Like I would do exactly the same that you just mentioned. Firstly, you don't have to go public. Kind of like not everyone wants to go public. You know, for example, personally, I think it would kind of like create unnecessary drama, even if it wasn't my fault, or you know, kind of like unnecessary drama, kind of like starting to call out people. I don't think necessarily you have to go public, but obviously you have to report it, which 100% is wrong. You know, you can take the screenshot, you know, check it out with them, send all the details and everything to Twitch, because at the end of the day, it's against Twitch TOS, and you want them removed from, you know, whether it's a partnership or whether, you know, whatever they're doing, or from Twitch or whatever. So, you know, you don't really have, you know, there is a certain level, and I think, you know, coming back to this other person, and this is the team, I personally think it's gone a little bit too far now, and you know, kind of like it's edging a little bit of bullying at this point. I don't agree with what he's done. Once again, I completely disagree with it. I think there's been an absolute scammer, and you know, a horrendous way to obviously a shortcut to reach the top. But you know, kind of like enough is enough. You know, kind of like, you know, we put the word out. Everything that came after that one tweet, that kind of like exploded and let everyone know. It kind of like, it's being a bit too much, in my opinion. You can let everyone know if you want to. I personally don't believe in going public and, you know, kind of like being. You can make one comment. And you know, put all the information on either Twitter or whatever you want to put it. But everything that goes after that, you know, kind of like if you keep going further and further, and you know, the memes and all this stuff is kind of a bit too much, in my opinion. You want Twitch to know about it. You know, kind of like Twitter doesn't care. You know, if you mention it, fair enough. And obviously, if you write, I will support it 100%. That's why I've been supporting this whole thing. But everything that has come after, what is it? Was it Vipers? What was his name? Viper or Venom? Viper, was it? Everything after Viper's tweet, I kind of like a step away.
Vegas, I think it was.
Vegas. There you go. Everything after Vegas tweet, I kind of like a step away from. You know what I mean? Like, it stays there. I know the facts and I know what you've shown, and I agree with it completely. And I'm with you. Everything up, you know, after that is kind of like a bit too much, in my opinion. It's unnecessary, completely unnecessary. Twitch knows about it. Remove that. Their sponsors know about it. Remove him. Boom. That's it. That's the damage done. You don't need to go public and do extra damage, because that's a bit too much.
Yeah, I think by now he's certainly had his.
Yeah, I think people have gone a bit too far, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm not defending. Once again, I'm not defending anything, but you know, we gotta know a limit, because it's close to, you know, I've seen memes and everything now on these days, and I think it's a bit, you know, edging a little bit of bullying, and it's not nice.
So moving away from the sort of controversy and such like, in terms of your own stream and you know, having your own team, whether you describe it as a stream team or whatever you want to define it as, what is the best thing about doing that for you?
Showing others how to do things. It really gives me pleasure to help other people out in any, you know, kind of any way, because there's a lot of people that might not know about a program. There's a lot of people that might not know how to, you know, there's a ton of people all the time asking, you know, OBS is always giving issues. It's always breaking, you know, we all know this. I think I've run through every single problem that goes on OBS, PC, and everything, because I've had those issues myself. I had to solve them, and I kind of like learn how to, you know, deal with all of that and kind of like fix it. Audio is a big problem as well. So by doing this and telling people how to do stuff, also very important, I think there is a lot of people that give advice and whatnot on YouTube and all these other platforms, but they always kind of like tend to go the route of pay for this. You pay this, you get this. I'm trying to go the route of how can you do it free? How can you do it without paying money first? Now, when I pay money later down the road, you can go this way. But first, I'm gonna teach you how to do it for free as a hobby. Now, do as a hobby, you have a side job or you are unemployed and you wanna start doing this. Well, what if you don't have the funds? Let's see how we can do this without having to pay a single penny. And obviously, I kind of like show all the stuff, kind of like trying to give advice. That we do like channel reviews as well, which helps a lot as well, on whether you have a YouTube channel or you have a Twitch channel or Facebook gaming channel. Kind of like helps a little bit, kind of like give insight, pointers here and there on how to set the stuff up. So kind of like it's always about teaching others, people that are starting or not starting, kind of like find things or programs or something that they might be interested on and they didn't know before. So even myself, as a joke, we were doing a channel review of my channel. I had two of my mentors on the team. They had, as a joke, it was a joke, and they were picking on my own channel, and I actually learned a couple of things from it, and it changed them. So you learn everything every single day, and it's always to have kind of like these other eyeballs looking at you and see how you can improve or what you could change. So personally, I think these content creators, the content creators team is kind of like based on sharing the knowledge that me and the mentors have, to the other people. Not all of them are new, but I think a good 99.9% of the people kind of like are learning something every single tutorial we're doing or every single workshop we do. I used to do personal YouTube videos and everything, but it's kind of like makes sense. If I'm creating a team, I'm gonna do it this way. So what I'm doing on YouTube and what I'm doing on my socials, why I'm going to do it now for you guys. So I'm gonna be using this to cross post towards all my socials and my YouTube channel. So I'm kill two birds with one stone. I'm doing this because I believe it's the right way, and then I am using it for my branding as well, because obviously I want to build a brand around this as well. So kind of like works.
You are only one man. You can only do so much yourself. So for that reason, I guess you'd have to be somewhat selective with your team. How do you go? What are you looking for if somebody is looking to join your team or?
Basically, we have on our applications kind of like we ask you about things, kind of like apart from whether your socials, whatever your average is and everything. For us, massive red flags is I'm looking for support. Like, this is not what we do. I'm looking to to grow on the team, with the members on the team. Like, this is not what we do. And like, those are massive red flags. We actually, as soon as you walk into our Discord, for example, it goes and says, this is kind of like what we do. This we teach you things. We do workshops. We do everything for you. We don't do it for you. You have to do it yourself, but we show you the way how to do it. So what we're looking for is people willing to learn, basically. Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to, know new things? Are you willing to help as well? Because there is a lot of people that have a lot more knowledge than me on the PC, kind of like there's a lot of people asking about problems on PC and everything, maybe PC specs and stuff. I mean, there's always gonna be that someone that's gonna know more than you. So I don't know everything. So I also have people that are experts on PC stuff. There's people that's experts on like Orcosaurus is expert on the VTuber kind of thing, and he knows a lot more than me. So that's why I have like a couple of mentors around me, which are actually more or less kind of like at the same level as me. So, but they handle different things. So I might be expert on streaming, maybe programs and stuff, but they are experts on other programs. And YouTube aspect, and there is another one that is kind of like more of an expert of how to kind of like express yourself, you know, kind of like marketing wise, in terms of like how to expose yourself. So kind of like I'm trying to take all the aspects, and you know, if you are willing to learn, and if you're willing to, you know, kind of like be there and just kind of like take new things for everybody and just ask and make new friends as well, because you're gonna make friends. That's what we're looking for, really. Like, you want it, you're gonna have it here. Now we're not gonna do it for you. You have to do it. We're gonna teach you how to do it. And we have a solid base already on a lot of things, and you know, it's kind of like that's basically what we do on the team, and that's what we're looking for. Like, it doesn't matter if you're big, you're small, medium, whatever it is. Just you know, be willing to learn, and obviously be nice to others and everything, and that's it.
Okay, I was looking through your websites last night, and I saw the section you've got about royalty free music. Is that your own work, or
Yes.
yeah?
Jack of all trades. I try to do too much sometimes. Yeah, I have my own, you know, my own music, my own copyright-free music, which I have been doing for about 2 years now, since the mixer days actually, and it's been around for a very long time. I might not be the most popular one. You know, we all know who the most popular is in terms of copyright-free music. You know, Harry Sellers. No one's gonna beat him. Actually was before him, but obviously the influence of Harry Seller is massive, so I can't really compete with someone like him. But yeah, we have currently, I think it's about 34 hours of music, worth of music, free music, which actually sponsors the team. So myself, I do sponsor our own team for our own giveaways and stuff. So yeah, like basically that's what we kind of like, you know, I wanted to, because I got striked once with the copyright. Well, not got striked once, I mean kind of like on Twitch back before all of this. You know, you get muted and stuff, and I was like, oh, why, you know, you get muted and stuff. And then I got in touch with someone that was an expert on, you know, kind of like making music and stuff. Started working together, learn a new skill in the meantime, because obviously content creation is about learning new skills every day if you can, you know, learn something new. I was like, oh, I like doing this as well, so I create copyright-free music for everybody. There you go. That's how everything started. And yeah, I actually I love it. I mean, I gotta say, I listen to my own music when I'm driving, so
Well,
it's nice to have something, you know, that you can actually just put on your stream and, you know, kind of like be safe.
I mean, if you can't listen to your own stuff, who else is going to?
Exactly.
I mean, how many different do you do? Different genres, or?
Yeah, it's everything. Everything that you can think of. I haven't done anything rock-wise, which I've been asked several times, and it's on the way. It's working, but I'm not an expert on that. It's kind of like new to me, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm struggling with it. I'm trying to, you know, because I never studied anything in regards of like music or anything like that. I've just learned everything on my own. And, you know, I got to practice a lot to, you know, in order for me to get to that level. So, yeah, there is no rock in it, but there is kind of like Oriental music. There is this kind of like Moroccan music as well, which comes a lot with my background. Me being from the south of Spain, you know, we have a massive influence from Morocco. So we have this type of music. We have this kind of Oriental music. We got lo-fi music. We got hi-fi music. You know, electronic music. You know, all kind of like different, you know, tried together like different aspects of, you know, music genres and everything, and, you know, just put it there, you know, kind of like a bit of rap as well. So, you know, trying to take on everything. The one thing I haven't done is rock, unfortunately, but I am working on it, and I will come up with something soon, hopefully.
I see that's my tastes, actually. The sort of rock.
People ask me for it. It's like,
rock
oh God, why can't you like something else? I'm struggling to do this. But yeah, it's like, you know, also, you know, it just makes it a little bit more difficult because I don't play any instruments. So, you know, if I could play the guitar or something, I could create, you know, bass myself and everything. It's kind of like I gotta go all out and, you know, kind of like go out and find all the stuff and then do it myself personally, you know, kind of like on my program. And it's kind of like, you know, I'm not really familiar with it. I'm very familiar with electronic music because, you know, I've had my bits and bobs on DJing back in the day. So I'm already familiar with that. So kind of like, you know, that my ear is you know, used to it, and I kind of like click it right away. With rock, I don't really listen to rock, if I'm honest with you. And it's just kind of like, you know, I need to learn about how the music goes before, if you get what I mean, how the music goes and how everything should be, you know, instead of making an absolute mess out of, you know. And yeah, I don't think people will like, if I make a mess and people like rock will jump on my throat. I don't want to. If I do something, I want to do it right. I want to do it right.
I am a guitarist, but so never know. You can drop me a line. I'll see what I can come up with. I started with bass when I was 15, so
that's why those, you know, kind of like also Harris Herr talking about this. Harris Herr, you know, kind of has a background as well on guitar, and it's like you can tell because he's got that, you know, he's releasing this type of music and he's doing a lot of like kind of like rock style music. It's amazing. Great, honestly, it's copyright free, it's great. You know, I'm never gonna be just saying, oh, you gotta listen to just my music, man. Like, listen to Harris Herr as well. It's amazing. He's got great music, and you can tell he plays, you know, the guitar, because, you know, you can tell by some of his albums that, you know, he's got the guitar and it's made by him. You can tell.
Yeah,
it's just great.
I mean, do you have any other sort of side projects beyond the music?
No, we currently just got the music, the YouTube, the streaming, the team. So like I literally have my hands full. I wanted to get myself into a couple of projects. I'm trying to work in one project with another person, and it's starting to, you know, we just kind of like starting to develop. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to say nothing, but it's kind of like a very exciting project. It's kind of like, but it's gonna have some time cooking because it's not gonna be easy. My main problem is time now. Even though people usually think that you have, as a content creator, you have a lot of time, but you don't. You end up not having time because, you know, kind of like editing a video. If you are one-man army, editing a video will take you, you know, a proper editing, you know, probably, you know, a short video will take you about 4 hours, 3-4 hours. And if you know, editing a massive, you know, like 10-15 minutes video, it's gonna take you a good 6 to 8 hours. So the problem comes is like, where do you get, you know, how do you balance work and life? So it's very difficult to manage time, in my opinion, doing so many things. You know, music takes a good chunk of my time as well. I kind of like trying to fit something that works in the middle. You know, unfortunately, I can't be, you know, if I could, you know, afford the editor that could do all that work for me, you know, how many hours I would save for that. So, you know, I personally can't do it right now. So I got, you know, this is the way I have to do it, and I will continue doing it this way. So time is the problem. But yes, I have one side project which I'm really excited about, and it's related with something that I'm very passionate. For those people that know me, would know what it is already.
In terms of time, I would certainly agree. I mean, I don't do half as much as you do, and I struggle to find the time.
Crazy. Posting on socials, posting on YouTube, posting, you know, editing, and it's the amount of times it requires to, you know, to kind of like have established platform, established brand, and, you know, it's difficult. It's not easy. People think it's just, you know, sitting, going live. Hell no. There is a lot that goes behind it. There is a lot that goes behind it. That's why you see me on Twitter. That's why you see me on Instagram. That's why you see me on TikTok. It's like I'm working on all of this before and after the stream. So it's kind of like it's just it takes time. And, you know, if you're doing this, if you're willing to do this, be mindful. This is probably the most you're gonna be working in your life. Second, it's very time consuming, and you gotta learn. Like, the biggest challenge, in my opinion, is how to balance this and life. How do you balance both? Because you might know that you can sit here and you can sit for like 10 hours straight doing stuff, time will go flying, and the next thing you know, it's nighttime, and you haven't seen your children, you haven't seen anybody. So it's kind of like, you know, that's, if you do that, you know, 3-4 days in a row, that you are missing out on a lot of things. So that is, you know, personally, I've had a, you know, obviously a previous partner, and kind of like, you know, all of this affected all of that, and, you know, everything went wrong. That's when I learned, it's like, oof, I gotta do something about this, because I can't be, you know, kind of like focusing on content creation all day, every day, because, you know, you gotta, you know, balance your life with all of this, because without, you know, friends, without your family, none of this matters at the end of the day. Those people on the internet, you know, can be with you, that tomorrow they can be gone. You know, your family and your friends are always gonna be there for you. So, you know, you can't forget about them and neglect them.
And you gotta not forget about yourself as well.
Exactly, your own health as well. Yeah.
But what is one game or category you will never stream, and why?
Single player games. I just don't like them. I think for the it's just every single specific, you know, every community is gonna be different. I think after so long not doing those kind of games, kind of like my community is more like driven into multiplayer slash, you know, kind of like grindy slash battle royale games, kind of like, you know, always multiplayer games with teams. And that's what I kind of like have created myself. And single player story driven games, in my opinion,